What's Alden Smith's status? Will he be able to do anything today? And is this something that could compromise his ability to play on Tuesday?
No, I look for Alden to do some work today at practice. So he's back in the meetings this morning.
Mike, when we were out there yesterday, we got to see a little bit of Dak Prescott out there, and you were talking to him. Just what was it like to have him out there? And has he been out to many of the practices, or was that one of the first ones?
I think it might have been the first time he's been visible. I mean, he's here every day. He usually pops into the quarterback school, which is going on at the same time as the special teams, but it's normally in the Ford Center. So, but yeah, he's doing great. Looks good. Obviously has a great attitude as always. But yes, I think it was great for everybody to see him out there yesterday.
The other day, you talked about this team just getting ready to get back into football business. How did that look yesterday and that practice?
I thought we had a good day. I think it's like a lot of things when you practice, indoor practices versus outdoor practices. Walking off the field, I thought it was a good day. The video was even better, so I felt good about our work yesterday. It was a normal Wednesday for us, but we were able to add a red zone period just because we're a little further ahead with the extra time. So, but today's the most important day. I mean, this is workload Thursday. I understand it's a Saturday, but workload Thursday is our padded day. So this is the one that you always look to make sure you come out of in good shape, and because from that you're usually cleaning it up the next day, and then the final practice will be on Monday.
Mike, you mentioned it here. Yesterday was a Wednesday, today's a Thursday. Do you ever find yourself saying, "What day actually is it?"
No, definitely. Actually, Doug Nussmeier was talking about it. I forget which college team he was working with at the time. That they were playing so many games on different days that they just made each day, a color. So, today was a red day. It was either a red day, green day, and so forth. That is really part of the reason why that we applied names to our schedule, like workload Thursday. So this is a workload schedule. It's a padded day. It's the longest time you have to meet. It's the biggest amount of work that you do, on the field. So it helps keep everybody organized.
Mike, is yards per attempt a worthwhile stat? And do you put, when you look at the passing numbers of the last four games or so, do you put some of the low numbers on the O-line in the state of flux that those guys have been in?
I'll be honest with you. I've always looked at statistics from a different perspective. At one time I would sit up here in press conferences and talk about statistics are for losers, and you can twist them any way you want. But I look at them every week. I think it's really the combination of statistics, but then I think you have to definitely take it a step further because. The one thing about being a coach on one team versus a coach on another team, you understand why plays are being called. Things happen during the course of the game. So, those particular statistics could be adjusted because of circumstance, situation, and so forth. But just to answer your question, I think they're all important. But I look at them more in the combination because attempts is, to me, an extremely important statistic. Because at the end of the day, the quarterback touches the ball every play, and he has to distribute the football. So the distribution of the football to your perimeter player, whether it's carries in the run game or catches in the pass game, there's certain targets that you look to hit each and every day. So yes, I think that it's a statistic you have to be cautious of.
With that in mind, that you look at them all collectively, are there some key indicators that are your milestone statistics that the others kind of go off of? And if there are, what are those?
Well, yes, there are, but I really don't want to tell you about them because you're going to be asking me about them every week. So, but no, I think it's important. It's we have a good system the statistical breakdowns and frankly. The ones I use more than any this time of year are the comparables. Obviously comparables, with Baltimore's defense and versus our offense and those types of things because they're really good to look at as a preview for the week. I look at most of the statistical information at the beginning of the week just to kind of see how it matches up, and then once you start game planning, you see why the numbers are really what they are. And confirms it one way or the other. So, but I think it's all part of, make sure you clearly understand not only your opponent, but understand how your opponent views you, and that's all part of putting together a very good, healthy game plan.
Will Donovan Wilson be able to do anything today?
I don't see Donovan won't do much today. No.
Mike, how therapeutic is it going to be to play Tuesday?
Yes, it's a great point. I think it'll be great for us to get out there and play and compete. I think anytime you go through personal tragedy like this, it's important to keep stepping forward as a team and as individuals. And we're fortunate, especially during these trying times, and on top of it, a pandemic, that we get to go out and compete in a National Football League game. So I think it's something we're all looking forward to.
Donovan Wilson's groin injury, was that from the game, or did that happen over the course of this week?
It was from the game, yes.
Mike, with this short week and time that you've had between these games, have you had to look at any of your guys look at Cincinnati at all yet to kind of get any kind of read on what they are, considering the quick turnaround you're going to have from flying back late Tuesday?
Yes. Actually, as a coaching staff, we started, we have a preliminary game plan process that we do every week, and that process started last night for us as a coaching staff.
It was expected going into the season that you guys would be in 11 personnel most of the time, and that certainly has bared out. But I was just curious, after losing Jarwin week 1, is this more 11 personnel than you anticipated playing prior to that injury, or is this about what you're expecting all along?
No, I don't think you can compare how we're playing our personnel because of all the personnel changes that we've had on offense. We've had significant change on a weekly basis with our offensive line. Obviously, losing Blake in the first game. So, we've been fortunate to stay healthy at the running back and the receiver position. So, I think, something that I would do on an annual basis. You look at what who you think you're going to be in spring, and really it really rolls into the training camp. The reps of how you rep your offense and defensive schemes in training camp, and then how it plays out during the regular season. It's a study that I've always done as an offensive coordinator and as a head coach. And I think clearly, just because of injury, in years of injury, you really have a lot of diversity in the way you practice. And I go back to really the year we won the Super Bowl in Green Bay was probably one of the most diverse years that I'd been through, because we had so many personnel combinations, featuring Jermichael Finley as a primary, a primary player in our offense, and he was injured, I think, week 4 or 5. So you have these things. You have to be able to navigate it, and that's why you conceptually teach and install, and that's what gets you through these parts. But to think that we're playing today based on who we lined up with in the first day of training camp, I think it's obvious that we're different.
Like no season unfolds the way you envision it going in, but
right.
Is there any way to put a percentage on what this offense and defense looks like based on what you envisioned it would be this season going in? Is this only 40% reflective of what you thought you'll be able to do, or what it would look like on offense, or anything like that?
Well, I would say really this year in 2011, you have to really throw them out as anomalies because you don't have an off season, and that was that was clearly the case coming out of 2010 going into 11. Now, we were fortunate because we were coming off of a Super Bowl and we had pretty much everybody returning, and we were able to pick up where we left off. So and then now we're on the other side of it as a football staff and team because of, the newness of everything. So you really have to look at these as anomalies in that study. But I just brought it up just to make the point, the question I was asked.
Your team has had to use 15 unique combinations on the offensive line this season. All but one of those combinations has had Connor Williams at left guard. He's only missed one snap when his shoe fell off there in the season opener. What's his value been just as kind of that rock to the unit this year?
Oh, I mean, it's high value. I think anytime you have consistency in a position and then a collective unit, it's of great benefit. So, I mean, it not only has been beneficial for Connor, but it definitely gives us, the opportunity to game plan and know what you have. And I think as a coach, the ability for a player to be at work every day, to be the same person as far as his approach and his work ethic and his performance is a tremendous value to the growth and development of your team, and obviously usually plays a big part into a successful season.
Michael, will Dak go to Baltimore with you guys?
No, I don't. No, he will not go to Baltimore.
Mike, with the new health call that you got from the league the other day, will your players be allowed in the building Wednesday and Thursday next week?
Yes, because we're on a short week. We're not part of the new protocol because of we're playing on a Tuesday, then we go to a Sunday. That the new protocols, as my understanding, and there's obviously still information going back and forth, but my understanding is that will kick in for us for the San Francisco week of preparation.
What impact or alterations would that make for you from San Francisco going forward if players aren't here on those 2 days?
Oh, I personally, I don't think it'll be a huge impact. I mean, it's something we've been anticipating. So, we have a plan for it. So, we'll work through that. I mean, Monday has been more of a, it's a flush workout for our guys, and a heavy squad day for our guys, and then we would review the tape. So we're just gonna have to do that virtually. And Tuesday is the game plan day, and it's the players' day off. So I don't think that's a huge adjustment for us.
Good.
Good.
You got anything for us?
Do I have anything for you? Oh yeah, but Rich has cut me off. I'll have to save it for another day. So have a good day. Thanks, guys.